Hi, I'm Yamalite, you're watching Early Game View, and this is my first impressions of Battlefleet Gothic Armada. This is a game made by a company called Tindalos Interactive. This is their fourth game. The first two came out pretty bad, I would say. I mean, I haven't played them myself, but according to the user ratings, they are pretty terrible. The third game they released, the previous one, was called Imperium, and it was a decent RDS game. I played it, and it was good, but there was nothing unique about it, so it was really easy to forget. That's why it got mixed reviews. But again, I wouldn't call it terrible, it was okay. And now this is their fourth game, which is again RDS. This time it's made in a Warhammer 40k setting, and this is a direct copy of the existing board game. I cannot really tell you how close it is to the board game like first-handed, because I never played that board game, but from what I read in the forums, it actually comes really close. So I played about 5 hours of this game, and I actually had a blast with it. I mean, it's fantastic. I tried multiplayer, I got destroyed by other players, but I'm generally terrible with RDS games in multiplayer, so I'm not even gonna try to show you how I suck there. I'm just gonna show you the campaign because I think it's really interesting, plus it shows all the mechanics that you have to see before you decide if you want to buy it or not. So you're gonna load this game here I have, which is on turn 8. This is actually my second playthrough. The first playthrough I got, I think, to turn 5, but I horribly lost a lot of times. I'm gonna skip all the spoilers, so we're gonna do that. Yeah, as I was saying, I got to the turn 5 or so, and I was sucking so bad and got destroyed by the AI so bad that I lost a lot of things that are... basically, they make game a lot harder than it can be. The idea is that basically when you lose missions in this campaign, you don't lose the game. It works closer to the XCOM style of gameplay. So basically if you lose some of these world properties and maybe remaining deployments, and you gain basically harder and tougher enemies. So, and if you do that too many times, I guess you lose, but I basically stopped trying and decided to restart because I was already losing terribly in every possible way. This is my second playthrough. This is turn 8. Each turn you get to play, as you can see here, 2 deployments. I was not able to get more. When I was losing, I had like 1 cut down, and I guess if I kept losing, I would have just be kicked out of the game. So you get 2 deployments, which means you can play 2 missions. Each mission is 5 minutes of real-time gameplay. That means, if you play it in real time, as if like a proper RTS, you can finish most of them really, really quickly. Thing is that most of the time, I, for example, can't. I need to use the slowdown functions that they have, but we can talk about that a bit later. So how does the campaign work? Well, you have this set of the worlds here. I cannot actually click them here because I have the campaign mission here, which is like story mission, which I have to finish. But before we start with that, we're gonna go to the Port Mall station here, and I will show you the ships. So the game is all about those huge battleships that you lead into the battle, and that you maintain, you manage, you buy, you upgrade, and all that kind of stuff. As you can see here, I have 2 cruisers. One of them is the Dictator. It has some torpedoes. It has macro battery, which is a medium range artillery thing. And then it has those ordnance launch bay, which can launch a squadron of tiny fighters, bombers, or assault bots that can actually destroy enemies from afar. And afar is like really far away. So in addition to having, the specific weapons installed, by the way, the weapons do change the looks of the ship, and I mean, they look awesome. I think the model design here is just amazing. I am not a Warhammer 40k nerd, let's put it that way. I don't know that much about the lore, and last time I did Warhammer 40k video, I got criticized a lot for naming things in the wrong ways. Well, I'm gonna put it out right away. I don't know nothing about the lore, but I'm still fascinated by all of those, little details and naming and all the tiny things about the universe, because I think it's pretty cool. Okay, so aside from weapons, you have some traits which are unique for all of the ships, and then you have upgrades. So those are can be bought for the renown that you earn every mission. Even if you lose, you still will earn renown based on how many ships you destroyed, how many enemy ships you destroyed or damaged heavily, which is, I think, pretty cool. Again, you know, very XCOM-like approach to the campaign. And then there's like a bunch of upgrades. I think most of them are more or less the same for all the ships. So you can pick, and you basically won't be able to buy all of them, but you can specialize. So for example, this is a very long-range ship that can send those assaults or fights or bomber squadrons from Ordnance Bay. So I fitted it in with a more efficient engine so that, you know, it can maneuver better. And then I installed it like the better emergency capacitor that will start reloading shields, and then the disruption bomb that will kick down the shields of enemy ships. So it's sort of the long-range assault cruiser. In addition to upgrades in skills are active and have cooldown time basically, so nothing really fancy here. Again, you won't get all of them, so you have to specialize here. You have a crew, which is, I think, a pretty cool point. So the idea is that you have all of those guys, which you can level up as well. They level up together with the ship. So as you can see here, I have a cruiser level 3, which means I got 2 points to level my guys up. You can recondition and reset them and reassign them to new points, but so far I think I'm more or less happy with my choices. All of those guys do specific things. So for example, Master Gunner here improves the chance of critical chance of lances and macro weapons by 25% per level, so which means that if I level him up to the maximum, I will have 100% crit chance for lances and macro weapons, which is insane in my opinion. Servitors decrease the cooldown time. Squadron Surgeon, for example, gives 10% chances to avoid destruction, which means that, you know, if the enemy has turrets that can hit down the assault boats, then it can actually mitigate that with some percent, which is pretty interesting. And there's like Tech Priest, which increases the emergency repair stuff. Ratings that improves the troop value of the ship. I'm not actually sure what the troop value does. Never investigated into that. Then you got the Navigator, which decreases the chance lost in warp. It's basically when you try to retreat using the warp disengagement. So the idea is that you can warp out with one of your ships in the middle of a fight. And they actually encourage that when you are about to lose your ship to just warp out and, you know, leave the more less damaged ships in the fight and save your ship, because it will, you know, if it's destroyed, you will have to replace it with a new ship which doesn't have its level, doesn't have its upgrades, and so on and so forth. So it's better to warp out. But I warped out quite a lot of times and I never had this lost in warp thing. I'm not sure what's the chance of it to trigger. I mean, it says like 45% of chance, but I guess I was super lucky because I warped out a lot. And I mean, maybe it will matter more in the end game because you would have to warp a lot more, because, you know, right now I don't really see too much need to do that. I mostly just destroy my enemies, or there's other objectives that are harder to achieve than just destruction. And then you have Commissar, who reduces the chance of insubordination, which is also pretty awesome. So basically, if your ship takes too much damage, crew can say, okay, screw you, we're just gonna kill you and warp out of here, and you need this guy to keep them in bay, or you can use one of your other ships to actually send boarding crews who can stop that, which is pretty awesome. So besides my cruisers, I have 3 light cruisers. So those are smaller, more agile, and has less and a bit different weapons on them. So this, for example, has some macro turrets and some macro batteries on the sides. And in front it has this heavy lance, which you can see right here. This thing takes out the shields like knife through butter. It's pretty awesome. And it's basically my heavy assault ship. It has the buffed shields with shields void charge, which basically makes the shields invulnerable and impenetrable for 10 seconds, which is awesome. You know, just go into the middle of the enemies, turn this thing on, and then destroy half of them. Then I have my Dauntless Mk2, which is a bit more of a recon and long-range assault ship. So it has this recon probe, and for upgrades it has like this targeting matrix, which reduces the accuracy loss for long-range weapons, and it also has the torpedoes here. I think it's one of the I don't remember. I think this one is torpedo bay. Yeah, there we go. So it can launch 4 torpedoes, and torpedoes are one of the most powerful weapons in the game, but they are really hard to hit. I will show you in a second why. I created another cruiser, so as you can see I can actually unlock one more, but I never saw the need so far. And then in addition you have those tiny escort ships that are really cheap, and they only have a couple of weapons on them. They are really small, they are really agile. They are really squishy, but you can take quite a lot of them with you. And in some missions this is required because your larger ships would just not make it in terms of speed. And as well you have transporters, which generally you have to protect, and you can upgrade them too. The upgrades for those are actually pretty expensive. It's like 200 renown per piece, and that works for all of them. So I haven't touched that yet because I think I first want to buff out all my cruisers. Okay, yeah, so that's about it for the ships. As you figured out already, you don't have any base here or anything like this, so this is more of a unit management strategy than anything else.
Inhabitants of Orn's world, both humans and the native rattlings.
We have organized a large assault fleet to take back Orn's world from the enemy, and to secure the Eye of Night on the planet's surface. My agents report that the relic is still here. We must move quickly.
Admiral Spire, your orders are to escort the assault force and break through the Chaos defenses around Orn's world.
This situation is critical for the Gothic sector. Therefore, I will personally lead the planetary assault from your ship's command deck.
There you go. This was the briefing for the mission. This is, like, as I said, one of the story missions. They are fully voiced, and voice acting is actually pretty good. I like it. And in this mission, we are attacker with actually quite a lot of those points that we can spend on gathering our squad, which is very awesome. And as you can see here, we will get 97 renown if we're victorious, 49 if we're defeated, and then we get 30% of the cost of deployed enemy ships and 15% of heavily damaged ships as a renown as well, which is really cool. So let's just jump right into the mission and see what we can do. Before the mission, we will have to pick our squad, as I already said. So we get 300. Why did it show 600 points before? I guess 300 goes for the Inquisitor. Probably, maybe. So, since this is an attack, I'm gonna take my Dictator. And as you can see, that took 157 points, so I don't have that much more left. I'm gonna take, I think I'm gonna take the Dauntless Mk2 with the torpedoes, and I don't really have any money left. If I would have more points, not money, more points left, I could have taken like some of those smaller frigates, but I don't know. Is it a good idea to take this dictator? I mean, why not? Let's take it, and I will show you what
the Imperial forces on Orn's world will not be able to hold out against the enemy much longer. You have to hurry, Admiral.
Inquisitor, our fleet should push the Chaos ships away from the planet's orbit, so the counter-invasion transports can land.
Agreed, Admiral. The Imperial forces will also need orbital fire support once we've finished the fighting in space. A few lance strikes will put these traitors off balance.
Understood, Inquisitor. Let's send these heretics back to the Eye of Terror.
Indeed, Admiral.
Alright, there we go. So we need to accomplish 3 bombardments, which means we need to move to those bombardment zones, which I think are those things. Yeah, so there's defense platforms. I never played this kind of mission before, so I hope my heavy assault ships would do. Maybe it was smarter to take several light cruisers, but we'll see how it plays out. So before start of every mission, you get to deploy your ships, which in this case, you know, I'll just, let's just deploy it right on one line with this, the platforms where we need to get actually, and just go straight there. You can group them into the groups. So as you can see, I group them into group 1. So if I press 1 now, they will be auto-selected, your typical RTS stuff. Yeah, I guess, but that's not what I wanted. I want to close this. Thank you very much. You can also toggle this advanced info mode, which shows you different hazards and advantages on the map. So this one's basically conceal you from the enemy. And this is the asteroid field, which will damage your shields and ship if you go through it. So we have quite a lot of asteroid fields actually here, and I don't care about that side. One complaint I have right off the bat is actually the camera. So I would want to zoom out a bit more, and this is the maximum actually. So you have to most of the time spin it like this, which is a bit annoying. Okay, let's go. We need to go there. So we already have some other ships coming in. So as you can see, those red dots are the enemy ships.
Admiral Spire, Chaos forces have taken control of the planetary defense platforms.
Yes, I got that. I need to destroy them. I figured that out. So as I was saying, those red dots are the enemy ships, and I don't know what they are before I reach them. And the reach is basically what the scanning size shows. They send a probe, which means they will probably know who I am as soon as it hits me. And I think this is the Inquisitor. Yeah, this is the Inquisitor, so he's helping me, which is a good thing. All right, we can actually fire off the torpedoes right away here. Just murder them. As you can see, torpedoes travel in straight lines, basically, as soon as you enable them or fire them off, and you cannot really affect it in any way. You can slow this ship down, and I think he will get into the bomb, or maybe not. Yeah, he will. Okay, well, that's not very good. He got in the stasis field, but, you know, whatever. Let's stop the engines. So besides from just controlling your ships, you can micromanage, and you have to micromanage all of them because that will make your life a lot easier. Micromanagement comes in a variety of forms. Actually, I have a probe here, so let's fire off the probe there and see who we are fighting against. And then once we see them, I can actually fire off this squadron of bombers towards them. There we go. So we have a tiny one. This is not interesting. Yeah, let's fire them off here. And then this guy should fire off right here, and we can do some we can send a boarding crew there. There we go. So you can see this sent a boarding crew, and the boarding is failed. So what we can do here, we need to destroy that platform, which is a good thing for us because we're pretty close with it.
Admiral Spire,
Okay, so now I have 1 minute and 20 seconds to get over there. No, ship, come on, go there. So we can just boost through here and order repairs because I'm getting pretty heavily damaged. Come on. So if you think that this is too hectic and too fast for you, you can actually slow it down using the tactical cogitator here. Did it get caught into the stasis field? No, I don't think so. Or it maybe did. Yeah, so basically stasis, tactical cogitator slows down the time quite a lot, so you can actually look around and figure out what's going on. So we can order this ship to attack that one, and then we can throw in a bomb here, and then start regenerating our shields. And I don't care about the tiny one, and we have 9 seconds more for squadron. So I think we'll wait. So we'll just wait until he assaults this one. We will set it to short range because I don't want to go too far away from here. This guy should reach this bombardment position in a few seconds. I really hope that only one will be enough, because if I have to get all of them there, then this big and heavy and slow cruiser was definitely a bad idea to begin with. What we can try to do here is actually turn him a bit, like this. So you can use this special boost gauge to either speed the ship up or turn him really quickly. Like in this case, the cruiser, you know, is not the most swift ship to turn. So we turn him, and maybe that was a bit too much. Let's turn him back. Need to align him with this guy, so we turn him here. And there we go, aligned. And now we need to fire our torpedoes. There we go. So now we target him. And okay, we got that successfully. We can, you know what, we can probably send him here just in case the second node pops up somewhere there. The Inquisitor fights here with those guys. That doesn't seem to be terrible. Oh, he actually has several ships. Okay, so Inquisitor is doing pretty well. This ship is fine. But yeah, you know, it basically comes down to micromanaging your fleet. And I'm actually getting beat up really badly. Okay, let's just bomb him the hell out of here. So we send the bombardment squadron. Let's see how it does. Come on. Can we ram him? Come on, let's ram him. There we go, 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 go. Yay, you can ram ships. So the like complete physical interaction is a thing. Does not always work because the light cruisers are, you know, not much smaller than the huge cruiser. So we can warp jump out of here, but I don't think that's required. This guy is moving on there, which is fine. We need to complete 2 more bombardments, but oh man, come on, get, oh god. We need to execute Captain. No. We got a mutiny, oh god. This is going terrible, I'm probably gonna lose. So let's try to torpedo, get out of range of this thing. No, come on, go out. If you get stuck in there. There we go, new position. So turn over here.
If we succeed, we'll deal
there we go, and then boost to this, 120. I mean, as you can see, you know, if I would not slow down the time, let's actually see what's going on here, because doing that without time slow, oh god, it's almost destroyed. At one time, let's, you know what, I'm just gonna warp the hell out of here with this ship. Yep, thank you very much, goodbye. Oh no, it got destroyed, doesn't it? Oh god, no, my cruiser! Oh god. Okay, that is terrible.
Reports from the Astra Militarum indicates that many Chaos strongholds on the planet have been taken down. We need
yeah, it's a good thing. The problem is I don't have much health left, and okay, you know what, let's try to just murder this thing here. Can I smack it with my lightning? And I can reach it from here, but I really can't. Okay, let's try to align forward and smack it with our torpedoes. I think I should have just left the fighting for the Inquisitor and fire off torpedoes. There we go. So, yep. Oh, no. Okay, let's maneuver out of here. Maneuver. And now boost out of here. There we go. And clean. Nice. Those bombs are, like, the stages is really annoying because they can just murder you if you get stuck in there and you can't really do anything. I mean, it does slow bullets as well, but you don't want to be in the middle of it. We have 30 seconds until the last one. Come on. No. I want to go there. I have my repair ready, so I can at least repair this one. Let's see how the Inquisitor doing here. So, where he is actually? There he is. He's a battle cruiser. Okay, that seems fancy. Why don't I have a battle cruiser? I just have like normal cruisers now. And light cruisers, and let's hope I can actually do it with like one light cruiser I have here. I have this asshole coming in, so we can... Oh god, they're all coming here. No. Let's get the hell out of here. Ah, there we go.
A massive chaos.
Okay, so all we need to do is get to this point, and we should win, I hope. So we can brace for impact to decrease the damage and then boost the engines. And I think after that, we should be safe. Okay, these guys coming. This is a cruiser, yeah, so he's probably gonna murder me if I stay in one place for too long. Especially if he sends out the rockets or something, the torpedoes would not go very well. Okay, let's try to... Come on, fly. Still have some shields left and the health is fine. Okay, I burned out of all of my boost, which means I'm gonna crawl here. Come on. Almost there. And yes.
Excellent. The last chaos position has been retaken. The heretics have been wiped off the face of the planet. All ships, your valor has earned you a place in Imperial history. Impressive, Admiral Spire. Now that victory is certain, we need to land on the planet to seize the artifact and ensure it stays protected.
So the good thing is that we actually won the mission. The bad thing is I lost my cruiser, which is suboptimal to say the least. As you can see here, it's now dead, and well, yeah, so you pay for express repairs. Wait, you can actually, can I repair it? Can I get it back? Because I mean, it's like level 3 cruiser. I took quite some time.
Inquisitor.
Okay, I'm gonna skip that. Skip that. Let's skip that and then go to Port Mo and see if we can actually buy the cruiser back. I mean, I wouldn't mind having it back with all the experience and stuff. But yeah, you know, that's basically it. This is the Battlefleet. Yeah, you can. So, priority repairs, 50 renown. That's, I mean, 100 renown for repairing this thing is not that expensive. I'm surprised. And I did not get level with this one, so it get just a tiny bit of XP. Probably if this one wouldn't be destroyed, it would get level 4, but you know, whatever. But I mean, by now you probably already figured out, you know, if you like this game or not. It's essentially like a pure RTS about huge battleships with some nice camera angles on them. I had incredible fun playing this 5 hours, and I'm looking forward to finishing the campaign and maybe trying to play the multiplayer again. But you know, you've seen that I'm terrible at this. I mean, I lost my cruiser to the light cruiser, which is not optimal, and maybe some base stations around, but that's whatever. So the second deployment you usually have is when you have to decide which planet you will take back, because if you don't take back, you will get those penalties. And you know, for example, if I don't take this back, I will have minus 2% renown. And then if we look at these worlds, we will see that here, okay, this is the renown penalty, and this one I think is the, yeah, it will decrease the bonus deployment chances. And this one has assassination in the, which one again, renown, okay, yeah. So you have several races here, Orks and Eldar, in addition to Chaos Marines, or Chaoses, I guess. The Orks, basically flying buckets. They are really aggressive. They try to ram you all the time. Eldars are super fast. I lost mission that I had with them. Like I had to kill like one ship. There was like a lead ship in their fleet, and I failed because it was too fast for me. Even though I picked like 2 light cruisers, I couldn't race for him. He just warped out. That was annoying. No, not sure how to find them, but yeah, this is basically Battlefleet Gothic Armada. You can grab it for $40 or original equivalent right now on Steam and Greenman Gaming and whatever you like. I personally enjoyed the hell out of it, and you know, at least the campaign I'm sure I will finish because I loved it. And I'm gonna try multiplayer. I'm probably gonna suck again and just drop out of it, but gonna try nonetheless. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you next time. Bye!